Good afternoon, fellows, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Michael Wingleton, aka WRL Mansell, and I must apologise for the lack of videos lately. I've been busy with work and such like, but you join me here for my first video in my career series. My career series named as Michael Canfield, which is actually my proper name. Ingleton, you don't need to explain it, but I'm driving as Michael Canfield in my career mode. I'll just go into the loading screen right now. I'm in the Force India, which is a decent car, to be honest. It's not the best, and it's not the worst, of course. My teammate Paul di Resta in this season, and we've had 2 races so far. I'm into the 3rd race of the season now in China. So at the moment, the first 2 races were crazy to say the least. I finished 7th in Australia, which was a decent result, but then I won in Malaysia. Malaysia was a dry, wet, dry sort of session. But here is the championship table so far. Nico Rosberg in the Mercedes is leading on 37 points. And then me in 2nd on 31. That is not going to stay as it is, because the Malaysia race was a weird one and it was a fluke. Alonso is 3rd on 30, and it's Hamilton on 20, Perez on 18, Button on 14, Vettel on 14, Massa on 14, Hulkenberg on 10, Raikkonen 8, Grosjean 4, Ricciardo picked up 1 point in the Malaysia race that just occurred. And Jules Bianchi in the Marussia got a very, very weird 1 point in Australia. He got 10th in that race. There's Maldo, then Vandergaard, Chilton, di Resta, my teammate, currently has no points. In the constructors, Mercedes are leading the way on 57, and it's Ferrari on 44, McLaren 32, Force India ahead of Red Bull. Red Bull have only got 14, Lotus have only got 12. But the team at the bottom, the 2 teams at the bottom are Williams and Marussia, which isn't proud for me. Anyway, we go into the Chinese Grand Prix. It's a decent track, this, but I find it rather irritating, just for the fact that nothing really ever exciting happens at this race in my career race or anything else like that. So nice little picture of Sergio Perez and the McLaren there. So yeah, as I said, I'm in the Force India for this first season. I was thinking Williams, but I've always chosen Williams, and just wanted to see how the Force India was. As I said, it's a decent car. I mean, ideally, I just want a decent teammate, so I can have.
Have fitted a new aero package. You should see a small improvement in downforce.
Yeah. So I did want a decent teammate to challenge for the constructors. At the moment, not going that well, but I was thinking staying another year of Force India, see how far I can take them, and then maybe go for a bigger team like Lotus, maybe Ferrari, possibly Mercedes or McLaren. But we'll see when it gets to that point. So. In qualifying, I had a decent run in qualifying, but I start in 13th place, just behind my teammate di Resta, who starts 12th. And here's the full grid. You've got Vettel and Alonso in the front row, Hamilton and Rosberg 3rd and 4th, Webber 5th, Massa 6th, Raikkonen 7th, Button 8th, Perez in 9th, Grosjean rounds up the top 10, and you've got Hulkenberg, di Resta, there's me in 13th. Just ahead of Maldonado, Ricciardo, Bottas, Gutierrez, Byrne, Bianchi, Pick, Chilton, and Vandergaard. So we had an R&D update. We're on aggressive R&D at the moment. We had a front wing and midsection update, which increased front downforce by 5%, and I succeeded in that. That was in the practice session. It's dry, as you can see, 0% chance of rain. There is my setup for this race: the 1-1 aero, 4852 high standard, 611, 111 suspension. There's the gearbox, the engine, of course, and there's the alignment all the way to the left and all the way to the right. This is normally the common setup for this track. I don't really normally go anywhere else. Race strategy, looking on a one-stop course, pitting on lap 6. That is doable, but you need to be careful on your tyres. Make sure you're not in any battles. So as we go on to the track, see what we can do in this, the first race in my video. This will be every Sunday. I will do 2 races in my career mode, sort of mid-afternoon, before I do my commentated season on Division 2 and WRL later this evening. So today will be China and then Bahrain, and then next Sunday will be after that. So Sebastian Vettel takes the pole. There's me. There's Di Resto, in 12th. I'm starting alongside him in 13th place. Go to my usual view here. I'm ready for 5 lights in, and we are away in China. Decent start. Get the curves away. I want to beat Di Resto, who's up on the inside. You got Grosjean and Hulkenberg in front of me. Oh, I've got Wall. Gone a little bit wide into the first corner down at Bow, and a Marussia goes swiping in from my front end. Oh, this is troublesome. Need to get around a few people there. I've got 2 Toro Rosses ahead of me. That was a bad start, but Ricardo's broken and I'll cut around the inside. See if I can make some positions up. Hit the back of Perez, a little bit rude.
Just watch the aggression when you're overtaking. We don't want to lose.
Got a penalty there. I don't know whether that... Yeah, that was deserved. I pushed him wide and he's just suddenly slowed down, so I've got a 10-second penalty, which is troublesome.
You've been given a time penalty. It'll be added to your time at the end of the session.
So Di Resto's got ahead of me. He's up into 10th. He's challenging Ferrari. Then somebody brakes. Go right round the outside of him. That was a good move, I think. In this corner, missed the apex by miles. As we go onto this long right-hander onto the back straight, the rest has dropped back a bit. I'm up into 10th, but that penalty is going to really screw me over throughout this whole race. Ain't good whatsoever. Into this tight heft, and I do not like the braking on this. Yeah, again missed the apex. The only thing about the Force India is very heavy. Maldonado has now moved up into 11th. We end on lap 1.
We expect him to stay dry for the whole race.
Dry for the whole race. Vettel still leads. Vettel leads from Hamilton, Rosberg. Alonso 4th, Webber, then it's Raikkonen, Grosjean, Buttons 8th. Massa's dropped down to 9th. I'm up to 10th. The rest lost a position to Verne as well. Ricardo's 14th, Butters 15th, Hulkenberg, Bianchi, Chilton, Vandergaard, Perez has been knocked down to 20th. Gutierrez down at the back. But that was only because I hit Perez. Apparently got the penalty for that. Oh my car does not want to turn in at all today. China's one of these tracks where it's average for me. I don't particularly like it. I'm missing just every apex here. Very good driving. 2.5 seconds behind Massa in front. I'm getting caught by Maldonado behind me. plenty of speed going into this front straight. Someone pitted already. Let's have a look. Well, who that is? It's Gutierrez. He's already pitted. It's on the prime tyres. He may have lost a front wing from somewhere. There's this tight hairpin once again. I don't know whether it's my braking or the setup is not right on this track, but it's going to lap 3, 4 seconds behind Massa.
Remember, we can use DRS when you're within 1 second of the car ahead in the DRS zone.
I need a miracle really if I'm going to stay in the top 10. Maybe if some incidents happen ahead. I mean, I'm struggling to stay ahead of Maldonado. That's how problematic this Grand Prix is. I think I would actually classify China as one of my worst tracks, so I'm kind of expecting this, but after winning Malaysia, I know it was a fluke, but I mean, my team objective is 11th at the moment. I don't know whether I'm going to be able to reach that. Maldonado and Ricardo. Maldonado, I think, has got DRS on me. No, he hasn't. Again, I do not like that hairpin. I keep on missing the apex there. Set my personal best to 141.3, which is not very good at all. One thing about this career, you've got to be patient. It's not going to be great at the start off with because you end cars up, especially this Force India. You'll be on the back end of points basically. I mean, I'm basically fighting for 10th, even though I've got that penalty. I need to get to lap 6, which I reckon I can do because the tyres look reasonable. Of course, if I qualified in the top 10, it'd be much more difficult, so that's the benefit of starting outside the top 10. You get a fresh set of tyres. Back onto back straight once again. Maldonado and Ricardo are now fighting between each other. It's giving me a bit of breathing space, which is good. I'm not making any inroads to Massa in front of me. Still missed the apex. Maldonado's still ahead of Ricardo. Another personal best, so caught up a little bit on Massa, but I think he's fighting with Button ahead. For 8th and 9th. Tyres are now looking a little bit worse for wear than they did. Now catching up to Massa a little bit. It's now only 4.3 seconds. I need to make that a lot closer by the time my pit stop comes, which I think I may hit the end of this lap, which is what I normally do. When I'm trying to get an undercut on someone, get fresh tyres, because these tyres are losing on thicker grip. You can see on the tyre wear map. So I always see the lap before
Yeah, I'm losing. I lost about 6/10 to Massa. And even Maldonado's car, but yeah, I can't. I know the grip was not great before, but it's even worse than it was. And I'll lose even more time if I try and stick out on these tyres. So, right, still lap 10. And Massa's got a header button. The button's in 9th now. Finally hit that apex. So I can just see Massa's got a head. Right, I'm going to pit this lap. Mr. didn't want wide of this corner. Very well done. And my pit stop on lap 5. If Byrne's got it. Oh, it's with Byrne. That was with Maldonado. Byrne's got a head. Somebody's retired. Let's have a look of who that was. Hamilton's got a head of Vettel. And it's Hulkenberg that's retired. Hulkenberg's retired. Gutierrez, Ricciardo and Perez have already pitted. They're at the back on the prime tyres on a long stint. Right, so into my pit garage. Onto the medium compound, which they should last 8 laps, but again I need to be careful. Make sure nobody's coming out.
Over the white line when coming out of the pit, so you'll get a penalty. You have no more scheduled pit stops, so look after your tyres. We think the car behind is running on full revs. He's trying to close the gap.
Bianchi behind me. They get the pit. I don't reckon I'll be able to get the jump on Massa, but it's just trying to stick with the guys that were behind me. Tyres feel a lot better, pulling away from Mauritius as you would expect. The benefit of having fresh tyres the lap before,
He's only 2 seconds down on you.
the guys in front are now losing a load of time. Leaders are just beginning to pit. And I think Massa or Button ahead. Yeah, they're just pitting now, so I need to. Now these last 2 corners miss the apex again. As long as you don't go fully wide on the AstroTurf is okay. Another situation doesn't look brilliant at the moment with a 10-second penalty. Be okay without it. Be able to get to the point. And I'm still behind Button. Hasn't really made any inroads. I'm 11th. Oh, gone way across the grass there. That was terrible turning. I'm way ahead of them by the looks of it. For some reason my car feels a lot better on harder tyres than it was on the softer, the option. Yeah, that 10-second penalty is going to hamper me a bit. You're going very wide there. I do apologise for my driving. It's not as good as normally do. As the main lead is now pit. Hamilton and Vettel in front.
Pass this guy, you're much faster in sector 1.
A few people in front are pitting now. Bottas, who hadn't pitted, now has. And I'm now into 10th, as I said. I need to gather at least 10 seconds on the guy behind. That is Byrne. chasing button seems pointless at the moment. I just need to gain the gap on Vern in the space of 6 laps, make sure my tyres last at the same time. Gap is 6.4. It's doable. Of course, my motto is never give in despite the situation what it is. I think I did deserve the penalty. I did push Perez a little bit wide, so he did sort of retreat very easily. There was enough for him to run on the curve instead of just going to the left a bit. The caption
3
button.
seconds is the gap to you in the next car. 3 seconds.
Still on 6.4 between me and Vern. Yeah, as long as I can gain 10 seconds on Vern, I should be okay. Again, looking at my tyres, are quite decent at the moment. Of course, I'm only like 2 laps old. 3 laps old. Missed the apex. Don't want to be doing that, because the AstroTurf just slows you right down.
The tyres have picked up some marbles. Keep to the racing line.
Marbles have gone wide again. Oh. Appalling driving. I've lost so much time.
On the track at the moment.
Alonso's just recorded the fastest lap on 138. Yeah, I've lost 7/10 on Vern. It's now only
Showing that the car
5.9.
is likely to be running in fuel conservation mode. His times will be slightly slower than normal.
I think I may have enough over my teammate to finish ahead of him, which I suppose is the only consolation I could really have.
5 seconds separate you.
Now I've gone up to 6 seconds, 6.001, exactly over Vern. We need another 4 seconds in his last 5 laps. Let's just carry on, just don't make any silly mistakes, because the Force India is much more quicker than the Toro Rosso. Okay, about 5/100. It's now 6.051. Yeah, once I get into a better car, or maybe this Force India is a better car than it normally is, then these videos will be a lot better. But Force India cars, Hamilton now sets it fast to that 1:38.655. It's just under 2 seconds quicker than me. On my best it's at 40.5. I'm not going to improve on that, but on a 41.5.
Good job.
Gained a bit on Button. It's now 6.7, so it's working, but I need to carry on this pace. Don't need to make any more mistakes. I'll be happy with a point considering I have the penalty. Oh! Someone's retired. Grosjean. Grosjean's now retired.
Good. We're 2 places up on where we want to
Grosjean's
be.
retired. Retired the car. So that's me up into 9th place. So, yeah, I don't know what's happened. He may have had an engine failure, like what Hulkenberg's had. Wow, so that will move Di Resta into 11th. That has moved me up into 9th place. I'm now fighting for 2 points ahead of Vern. That's what I like about this career mode, that sometimes the AI, or even yourself, can have engine problems. It's the unpredictability.
The car behind is running on much newer tyres than us. Let's keep an eye on the time.
Button's now 5.8. I lost a lot of time to him, but I'm really concentrating on Vern. 6.7. Middle sexy, keeping up with me. Oh, did a Mark Webber then, went flying over the curbs. 4 laps to go, tyres look reasonable. It'll be the same as Vern, or a bit less as Hamilton. Carries on going a little bit faster, 38.644. Just need to focus on Vern, staying ahead of him, making sure I gain 10 seconds. 41.5 again. Pretty much the same lap as I did last time. Gap may have been a little bit bigger. It was 6.7, it's now 7.1. See, the first and last sector I'm pulling away, but he's matched me middle sector. 3 laps to go, and there's still only 3 seconds. Yeah, McLaren's
6 seconds to the
a
next
bit
car.
faster than Force India. Now 6.1 ahead of me. Byrne is now 7.1. He's matched me. I need to be at least 8 seconds by the end of this lap, really. And annoyingly, he's sticking on my tail. Tyres do not look healthy at all. That's what 6/10 the button. Oh, I'm sliding. I lost the 10th to Verne. Here, Grosjean retiring. Even if Verne does stick with me, I'll be able to get 1 point per 10. I've not given up on this 1 extra point. It means the difference of me going to a better team, and so be it. Every point counts. 41.4 this time, a little bit quicker than my last lap. .6. It's going up. It's not going up enough. My tyres, with 3 full laps to go, do not look healthy. It's because of the medium tyre. They don't last as well as the primes, of course, as you probably know, but I'm constantly pulling away every sector. 7.6 still to Verne. Penalty is really annoying me. Really annoying me because, well, the thing is with the AI, some of them fight and others just give up easily to give you the penalty. Whoa, it's my back in. My tyres are going, as you can see. I think because the fact my tyres are going, I did pit the lap early. 6.8. I'm definitely more than 10 seconds ahead of the rester, who is in 11th at the moment. I'm battling with a few other people. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be holding on to Verne. I'm being very rash now. 42.5. It's a second slower than my last lap. .2 now to Verne. He may have made a mistake, or just his tyres are going as well. Hamilton is leading the race. It's good for him. At least the Brit is winning the race. That's good. Button's almost 10 seconds ahead of me. Yeah, 7 seconds now. I think he's about 4 seconds ahead of the rest, but the rest was catching. So really and truly, I just need to keep this going. The tyres, as you can see, are absolutely sharp. I've been underpowered too much, but I have to keep up the pace. So they're catching. Just lost a full second to Button.
There's 6 seconds between you and the car behind. Keep pushing.
We've got a lap and a bit to go. And these tyres, they are shot as anything.
Bring the car home. Only a couple of laps to go.
Someone else is now retired. Let's have a look. This one from further down. It's Maldonado in the Williams. Maldonado is retiring. the car, so the rest is just holding off Bottas and Perez. Look at this, I can't even turn. The lap time we've absolutely struggled in our 43.8, 12 seconds behind Button. Yeah, I don't even know whether, I'm pretty sure I won't be able to hold on to even the Resta. I'm not sure. As you can see, the traction with these tyres.
You're ahead of Vern by 5 seconds. 5 seconds.
5 seconds ahead of Vern. I don't think he's 5 seconds ahead of the rest of them. Might be finishing down in 12th. I'm not too careful. Yeah. My back tyres. Thing with worn tyres, once they're worn, that's it. The traction is just so unbelievable. If I didn't have the penalty, I would have finished 9th in this race. Most definitely, I'd be held on to Vern, but as it is, I think it's going to be 12th. Hamilton has taken out the victory. As you can see, you can barely get out the corners without the rear tyres spinning up into the last corner now. And that is a disappointing race. Did a 45.7 on the last lap. And where do I finish? I think it'll be 12. It is 12. The rest picks up the last point. So that's the rest's first point this season. Which is interesting. But yeah,
Nice driving.
quite simply, the tyres worn out, and because I had that penalty on the first lap with me connecting with Perez, that really, that finished it off for me. Lewis Hamilton takes out the race victory, Sebastian Vettel second, Fernando Alonso third, Rosberg was fourth, Raikkonen fifth, Webber sixth, Massa seventh, Button finished eighth, Vern from 18th finished in ninth, Di Resta picks up the last point, Bottas in 11th, it's me in 12th, Perez, Gutierrez, Bianchi, Ricciardo, Chilton, Vanguard, Pick was the last to finish. Maldonado, Grosjean and Hulkenberg all retired. So we look at the points table. Rosberg and Hamilton lead the championship. Rosberg on 49, Hamilton on 45. Alonso also on 45, is keeping up with them too. Vettel is even there as well on 32 points. I've dropped down to 5th with 31. We've got Massa, Perez, Button, Hulkenberg, Raikkonen, Hulkenberg round out the top 10. In the constructors, Mercedes now have a 29-point lead at the top. Ferrari are second, Red Bull are third, McLaren are fourth, Force India down to 5th place. Lotus are now on 22. And it's Salvatore Rosso and Marussia still ahead of Williams. So I hope you enjoyed that race. That wasn't an entertaining race for me, but yeah, of course, the engineer and the team just want to know what happened, and I just can't even tell, and I don't like the camera, because then I'll get the camera out of here. But my next race will be in Bahrain. It won't be later on today. My next video on this channel would be tonight in the commentated session of Division 2 in Malaysia. I hope you can watch that for me. There's a couple of information on the next round, which is in Bahrain.
And I will see you then for my next race in my career. Let's hope we can do a bit better than we did in China. But until then, this has been WRL Mansell, and I will see you tonight for Division 2. Later, folks.